Yo, hello guys. So today I'm going to share some tips on the 3 popular formation in football. Okay, so we start first with 4-4-2. The opponent is playing 4-4-2-2. So when you play against similar formation, it's all about being the better player because most of the time it's going to be about 1v1 situation, right? So if this guy is better than this guy, then he can get past the defender, but obviously you want to have some numerical superiority most of the time, so you want others to help you too, to support you too. So basically 4-4-2, or the main idea is to get the ball to the CF through the middle here. You want to go get the CM here. So from the back here you have 5 against 2, so you can pass the ball here, 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 then here. If the CB pass here, CF comes here, you can pass it back, you can pass here. If the CF come here, you can pass here, here, or you can give it diagonally, but it's safer to get the extra pass. Alright, so when you get the ball to the CM here, you can have the same thing. You can pass diagonally to the CF here, right? Pass here, pass here. You can pass here, pass here, right? So from here, and here, and here, or here, here. Okay, so from the CF, you have a couple of options here. You can do 1-2 pass, right? Shoot, or you can turn around and shoot. Then this side, shoot. Right, so that's why it's all about a 1v1 situation here. Or you can go wide with the help of the wide midfielder and the overlapping fullback here, cross the ball. Okay, or you can cut it back, and then the CM will also push forward, right? Then again, go take a long shot, right? You can give a true pass to the CF here. So that's a couple of options that you can do with 4-4-2. Basic, straightforward football. Okay. So you can also go wide here. No, that's the CF here. You can also go wide with the fullback, right? If you pass the ball, the CF covers the passing lanes here, right? You cannot pass here. You can always pass it back to here, or you can go wide. Dribble with the fullback here, give a 1-2 pass, get here, right? And you can go early cross in, or you can take on the fullback one-on-one, as I said. When you go against similar formation, it's all about the 1v1 battle. Of course, this guy will push forward too, you can pass it back, and then similar situation will happen, right? You pass here, here. Right, but there's 2 approach when you use 4-4-2 because you have the numbers, the numerical superiority on the wider area basically, and the middle area against 4-4-2, because this guy can join the attack, so you have 2 against 1, or you can go here 2 against 1. All right, but it is a straightforward formation. So to counter 4-4-2, teams plays with 4-3-3. Right, you can see the evolution in the formation. In the early 90s, 2000, a lot of team plays with 4-4-2, like Manchester United and Arsenal. And then modern football, they play with 4-3-3 to counter 4-4-2. You know, like Chelsea, I think Jose Mourinho time plays 4-4-2, right? 4-3-3, I mean. So with 4-3-3, let's say here, then they have here, right? So if somehow the 4-4-2 managed to bring the ball to the CM here, there's no more passing lanes here. It's blocked by the DM, right? So the CM has to go wide, extra pass to give to the CF. So when it goes wide to pass to the CF, the DM can drop down here, right? Give to the CF, then it's blocked, right? You cannot turn this way because the DM covers here. You cannot do a 1-2 pass, so you have to turn here. But the thing is, the fullback also can go a bit compact here, so cannot turn here, so a bit tough. But of course, you have the option to go wide to cross the ball, but your options to attack is going to be limited now because you cannot go through the middle here, you have to go wide. So 4-3-3 is a good counter for 4-4-2. And obviously it's going to be tough to build up from the back against 4-3-3 because they have 3 players now to press instead of 2. Right, so previously with 2 players, you can pass from sides to sides, right? And then the CF has to cover 4 players. But with 3 players, it's a bit tough. So basically, if they cover like this, right? So if they give to CB, so they can cover the passing lane straight here, right? So you have to go wide, here, here, cover the passing lanes here, right? You can always go here, but yeah, you can cover. If they are good at pressing, they can cover this. So you have to go here, go here. So you have to go wide and go here. So it's still possible, of course, because you have 5 players against 3, but it's going to be tougher. All right. So yeah, the main idea is still to get the ball to the CM, or you can go wide with the fullback to give a 1-2 pass. So usually the fullback will step up a little bit to cover this wide midfielder because they do not have wide midfielders. Let's say if you pass the ball here, so the CM usually have to cover here, then to cover here. So you can still go here. You can still have the passing lanes here because this guy is going to block here, right? So usually this guy will come here to block these passing lanes. So usually 4-3-3, you can take advantage of switching the play. If you play against 4-3-3, switch the play here. So if you play 4-4-2 against 4-3-3, try to remember that. Don't force your way through the middle. You have to switch the play around a lot, right? Play on one side to drag the defenders away, blocking the passing lanes like that. So you switch here. Then you can find here. All right. It's still possible to go through 4-3-3 when you play using 4-4-2, but different approach. Instead of going through the middle, you go wide, then switch play. That's the only way that you can do. All right, because you want to drag the defenders away. So let's say if the fullback comes here, so that's why you want the overlap here, go here. All right, so usually fullbacks won't be too aggressive. Usually they will play like this. All right, so you want to switch to the other side. All right. And then, okay, so even though you can still play with 4-4-2 flat, the better option is to play with a 4-4-2 diamond, right? So with 4-4-2 diamond, you have here and here, right? So you have the numerical superiority in the middle, whereby you have 4 against 3, okay? So you can pass here. So if the covers here, cannot pass straight here, cannot pass here. So if pass here, can cover here. So ideally you want to go to the fullback, bring the ball a bit, get the ball to the CM, right? Then get the ball to the DM here, because he's marked here. So this guy is free. Usually the CF will not go down too much, right? Because the counter attack will be a bit less effective if the CF drop down too much, so he will stay maybe just here. So if you push a bit higher, so it's okay, past the half line here, so the CF will not go too deep, so don't worry. So when the DM goes forward here, so either the CM, all right, or the DM has to cover him. So if CM comes here, you can pass here, then you can pass here. If the DM comes here, all right, you can pass here, you can through pass here. And then the AM can comes for a through pass, right? You can shoot from far. You can do 1-2. All right. So the AMF plays a big role here. So this 4-4-2 diamonds is popular with AC Milan. AC Milan use this, right? So Kaká is the main goal scorer as a AMF here, right? So this require a bit of creative players. So previously, I think Pirlo plays here, and then you need 2 box to box because this guy also needs to run forward and down. All right. So this you will still have the advantage here with 1, 2, 3, 4 against 3, and you can go wide. So you won't have any tough time to get past the CF here, even though he comes here to block the lanes. You can always switch the play here. Use your GK, of course, make it harder, right? Like that. So the only downside of playing 4-4-2 diamond is you do not have the width, all right? So when you do not have the width, you have to attack through the middle. This fullback can come closer here to block the middle here, right? So even if you get the ball here, right, because it's compact, it's going to be 4 against 3, so a bit tough for your CF to go through, right? Even though if you want to do a 1-2 pass here, CB can come here, then the fullback can come here. So a bit tough to go through. So usually the fullback will make an overlap run here, right? And then the fullback has to stay wider again. If it goes compact, then the CF can pass it wide or across. Stays here, then the CF can do turn, cut inside here, then shoot. All right. So ideally, the fullbacks need to overlap. But the thing is with this, the fullback overlapping, so it's going to be like a 3v2 situation here. So if you lose the ball, it's going to be a bit risky. So this DMF usually won't goes too high, maybe just around here. So you have to cover back the CF here. So it's going to be a 3v2 situation, 3v3 situation. So in my opinion, 4-3-3 is best suited as a counter-attack tactic, all right, where you have the numerical advantage in the forward line, 3 players, instead of the normal 4-4-2 or 3-5-2, where you only have 2 players. With 3 players here, it's better to play counter-attack style of play for 4-3-3. All right, so the downside, one more downside of playing with 4-4-2 diamond is during defense, you are actually defending with 4-4-2, right? Okay, so during defense, even though it's like this, right? So let's say the opponent's attack goes here, and this is the winger, right? You have the open passing lanes here. So the CM has to cover the passing lanes here, which means this guy is open here, which means the AMF has to drop here and then go here, then the DM comes here, right? Can go here, go to fullback, then the passing lanes is open, right? So CM comes here. So basically it's going to be 4-4-2 again, like this, because the CM has to cover the passing lanes from the fullback to the winger, right? Which means the 4-3-3 is going to be against 4-4-2 flat again, even though you're using 4-4-2 diamond. So they have the numerical advantage again here. So if they pass here, and then the DM goes forward here. So if one of the CM comes to cover, can pass to the other CM, then pass to the CF. All right, so there's a lot of advantage playing with 4-3-3 against 4-4-2 because the 4-3-3 has 3 players in the midfield here, numerical advantage. So if DCM wants to help, like here, then the passing lanes is open, right? Okay, passing lanes is open. So the CM has to cover wide here. So 4-4-2 is not good against 4-3-3, But at least with playing 4-4-2 diamond, during your attacking phase, you have the advantage again. So this kind of like cancel out. So 4-3-3 counters 4-4-2 flat, 4-4-2 diamonds counters 4-3-3 during attack, but during defense, the 4-3-3 still counters 4-4-2 diamond. So 4-4-2 diamonds actually cancels out. So, yeah, cancels out, right? Okay, so to counter this, teams nowadays plays with 3-5-2, which is popular nowadays, right? Chelsea plays 3-5-2. So they have wing back here. So it's actually a 4-4-2 diamond, actually 3-5-2. It just makes a little bit of changes here. The fullback goes forward here, and then the DM goes down here as a CB. So you have a wing back. So 3-5-2. Okay. So meaning during defense, you have 5 players. So these passing lanes is blocked, right? But you have 3 players against 3 players. So it neutralizes up during the opponent's attacking phase. Okay. So this is the advantage of having playing 3-5-2 instead of 4-4-2 diamond. All right. So during attack, you can still play like a 4-4-2 diamond, even though you do not have the DMF, because the main idea here is to have the numerical superiority on the middle, right? When you have here, you can build up through the middle, okay? Because 4 versus 3. But here, because you only 3 versus 3, so you do not have the numerical here, but you have the width, right? So usually 3-5-2 will goes over here. Usually the opponent wingers will come press here like there to cut off the passing lanes, whether to the CM here, right? Cannot pass here, can pass here. So it covers here, cannot pass here, so goes here, covers here, here. If they are very good with the press, somehow they cut off the passing lanes to both your CM and the fullback. You cannot pass here because maybe his leg is long or very reactive, right? It goes to the GK, right? You want to go deep with your CB here. You do not want to go too far, because if you go too far, you can cut off the passing lanes here, right? And then can cut off the passing lanes here. Okay. Then if you want to pass it here, then this guy can cut it off here. If you want to pass it here, then this guy maybe can go over here. So a bit tough. So you don't want to go too far. So you want to drop just down here to be on the same line as the GK. So if this guy comes here to block the passing lanes or press, you can pass to the GK. This have like make the gap bigger between the CF, the forward lines, and your midfield line here. So you have space to give into the ball so that it'll be a bit far away for the CF to drop back and chase for the ball here. Okay. So drop down here, pass GK here. Okay, so if the CF comes in between here, you can pass it here, then through pass here, then you have the pass again. All right. So 3-5-2 is very popular nowadays because they want to counter 4-3-3. It's actually a 4-4-2 diamond, right? With just a little bit of twist to it. Go down here, it's becoming a 3-5-2. So similarly, because you're no longer attacking through the middle, right? Because it's 3 versus 3, unless these 3 midfielders are better than these 3. Like I said, when you have similar numbers, it's all about the qualities of the player. Then you can do dribbling skills, but usually they're almost the same, the player performance, right? So usually they will attack through the wider area here. Okay. And the wing backs actually will go forward here. Right. So it's going to be a 1v1 over here. But usually, if they lose the ball here, it's going to be a bit risky because the fullback can straight away give the pass to the winger, right? So usually the wingback will not take on the fullback alone. So usually either they give the pass to the CF here and then can play 1-2. But the thing is the MF will go here, right? Cover the pass. Okay, so you have the numbers again, 3 versus 2 here. Okay, so this guy can push here, have the numbers here. So if the CM push here, right, then you can pass the ball back, can pass it here. And the DM can go forward, CM covers here, right, you can pass here, you can pass here. If not, you can straight away pass here, you can go here, right, you shoot the ball. If the fullback comes here, then the wingback comes here, come cut inside. Usually that's how you see Chelsea plays, where a lot of the goals come from the wingback, right? From Rich James and Marcos Alonso, because they play sides to side like this. When the wingback comes forward, right? And then you have the CF passing here. Okay. And then maybe here, then you pass it back, then you switch the play where you have 3 versus 2 again. Usually it's like that because you want to go with a lot of numbers, numerical superiorities. So usually you don't want to take on the fullback straight away, because if you lose the ball, then it goes straight here. So that way you want to pass here, 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 here. You want to bring down the DMF instead of having like 3 versus 3 here. Okay. Let it be 3 versus 2 over here, so that you have the opportunities on these sides to create something. You can always give a through pass here over the top, but usually 3-5-2 will attack from the sides. All right. So yeah, that is it, I guess. I think maybe 4-4-2 will make a comeback to counter 3-5-2, because 3-5-2, if you see here, all right, 4-4-2. Okay. So 4-4-2 against 3-5-2. You can see we pass the ball here, the fullback can come forward, then you can play 1-2, right? Over the top here, then go here, then go here. All right, the DM will drop down, obviously. Okay, then you can go here, cross the ball. But I think, yeah, maybe 4-4-2 is a good counter to 3-5-2. So it's kind of like a cycle. Previously it's 4-4-2, then 4-3-3 counters 4-4-2, and then 3-5-2 counters 4-3-3, and then I think 4-4-2 will make a comeback because a lot of teams now play with 3-5-2. One more thing is with 3-5-2 is you have to decide whether to play with the DM or AM. All right. So with AM, let's see here. All right. Okay. So with DM, you have to go like that. Here. And then DM comes here, then you go here. Right. With DM, it goes here, goes here. Then you have to methodically build up your game. But if you use AM, all right, then the AM comes here. Okay, if you go wide, right, the AM comes wide. So DM either have to cut off here or cut off here, right? So if you cut off here, then the AM is free. Okay, you can shoot from far, can do something. If it cuts off here, then the AM can pass to the CF, and then you can play 1-2 again. So in my opinion, it's better to use AMF. All right. it's better to use AMF when playing with 352 instead of DMF. Okay, so one last tip for you guys before I end this video. I know it's been quite a long video. It's almost 30 minutes, but I think it's quite useful to know this if you play football games, so that you can overplay your opponents with the formation, right, to counter them. Okay, so for the tips, for the last tip, okay, you want to consider using the combination of 352 and 442, all right, because both have pros and cons, right? So if you play like if you play with this instead, if you have two center backs, two center backs, one fullback and one white midfielder here, okay, so you have the advantage of the 442 flat, right? Let's say against 433 here, okay, this fullback can be a wing back or a normal fullback, doesn't matter much. But here you have the numerical advantage in the middle, all right, 3 versus 3, not numerical advantage, it just cancels out. You can always play as a DM or AM, either one, but I prefer to use AM actually, because if the AM moves sides to sides, right, you can free up the passing lanes. Okay, so if it goes here, the DM follows here, then goes here, then you can play 1-2 or turn around. So if it goes down here, then the AM is free, right? So it's better to have AM instead of DM, in my opinion. But of course, you can still goes forward with your DM to force the DM to cover, or CM to cover here, can pass here, right? So if the DM comes here, you can play 1-2 here, okay? So it can still work, but I just prefer AM, all right? So you can play like that. So with this, if you get the ball to the CM, you can still play like a 4-4-2 diamond, right? Goes here, goes here, goes here. But if you want to build up from the wider area, you can also do that, all right? And like when you play using 4-4-2 diamond or 3-5-2, where you only have one white players, now you have two with fullback and a white midfielder. But of course, you only have one side, because on this side, the players become a AMF instead. So you can do here. If the fullback comes here, you can do 1-2 as the 4-4-2 flat. So it's a little bit flexible with this, in my opinion. But of course, you only have two center backs here. So during opponent's counter attack, it's a bit risky. It's a lot risky actually. So actually, you want this one of the CM to be a DM, all right? So if this guy a DM, so you want him to drop down here, right? So if you play eFootball or PES, you want to put a deep line instruction to go down here, all right? And then you can still defend with 3, or you can play center back with offensive instruction. Forward, he goes forward during attacking phase, but go back during the defensive phase. All right. So it's the same, still the same. Cross the ball here. All right, I'll go past the ball here, and then you have the option on this side. Let's say covers well. All right. Covers well here. CM will go here. No, not here. We have one more, right? So we can go here. Usually we cover here. All right, covers here. So we can go this side. All right, this guy can come forward. You play 1-2. All right, goes forward. So the fullback has cover here. So this guy is free over here. Or you can play 1-2 over here. Bring the CM forward. Then go wide to cross the ball. Yeah, I think this should be the best one to counter 4-3-3 in my opinion, because you can still defend with like 4 players if you play with center back offensive or DM deep line. It drops down here, right? So it's going to be 5 players. If you do not want to do that, you can also play with wing back, but you can do that. Okay, then you have the AM. Okay, then you have the white midfielder over here. Okay, so it becomes a 3 during defense. Okay, so usually this is okay, I guess, 4-3-3. But the thing is, with this becomes like it's easy for them to go towards the sides here to get the ball to the wing, right? But at least you have 5 at the back. 5 against 3 should be able to defend, right? So if they come forward, so ideally I prefer to have the CF comes down here, become 5-4-1, right? So if it comes down here, becomes 5-4-1, so you can cover the passing lanes to the winger, right? But then this become 3 versus 2 again. Okay. So yeah, that's the downside to everything. But offensively, I think it's better to have the flexibility on the wider area. All right. And the strength in the midfield here. If you play 4-4-2 diamond, you do not have the flexibility on the wider area. And if you play 3-5-2, you do not have the strength in the middle. So having both is going to be more flexible to play with. So try this out. Play with 2 players on the wider here, but then have like here, have the options here. Treat the strength in the middle here, right? So you can always get the ball wide, or you can attack through the middle. You can do both. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's 30 minutes plus. I hope we can learn something from this. I know it's a long video, but if you guys still here, I'm sure you have, I'm sure you got a lot of info from this explanation, I guess. So thank you guys for sitting down here from sitting down, hearing me waffling, I guess, talking, rambling a lot. But yeah, with that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.